We've covered the block visibility settings in a previous video, and the functionality is good, but it's not great. For example, let's say we want to set this content types condition to only appear on the article content type, and we also want the block to only appear on /user/pages. Now, for this block to appear, both these conditions have to return true. But what if you want to set the visibility settings so that only one of the conditions needs to return true for the block to be visible? Luckily, there's a module that can help us out, and it's called Block Visibility Groups. The module allows you to create and manage complex visibility settings. So if we wanted to implement what we discussed in a previous tab, we would create a group and then add both the conditions in, and then the module allows you to specify if all conditions must be met or if only one condition must be met. So with that, let's download the module and start using it. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is download it using Composer. So let's jump into Terminal, and then I'll type in Composer, require Drupal/block_visibility_groups. Now give that a minute or two. Okay, now that we've downloaded the module, let's jump back into our site. I will close this tab, and then I will open up the extend page in a different tab. And then let's search for block, and we should see block visibility groups. Just check that and install it. Okay, let's jump back to our configure block tab, and let's go ahead and implement this condition, okay? Where the block needs to be visible on an article content type, or if the page starts with /user/. So let's go back to structure, block layout, and then you should see a new tab called block visibility groups. Click on it. And then here you can create and manage all of your groups. So click on add block visibility group, and then enter in a label. I will enter in article plus user. You can call it whatever you want. And then here is the most important settings for us, okay? By default, all conditions must pass. We want to select only one condition must pass for the block to be displayed. So select only one condition must pass, and then click on save. And then go back and edit. These settings can be changed at any time, so you don't have to worry about setting it once. And then below here in the conditions area, we actually define our conditions. So click on add a new condition. Now on the configure block form, we had the content types condition, but here for some reason it's called node bundle. It's the exact same thing, but for some reason on the configure block pages, they use the term content types, but here it is node types. So let's go ahead and select article, and then click on add new condition again. And this time click on request path. Again, on the configure block form, it is pages, whereas here it's request path. Again, it's exactly the same condition. So click on it and then enter in /user/ and then don't forget the star. Perfect. And then click on add condition and then scroll down and click on save. Okay, so at this point we have created our group. Let's now assign this visibility group to our block. So click on block layout and then scroll all the way down until you see powered by Drupal, configure it, and then from the block visibility groups dropdown, select the group which we just created and then click on save. And then let's open up another tab and let's test this out. So let's go to the home page, and you can see that there is no powered by Drupal on the left, which is perfect. And then if we click on an article, we can see it, which is great. And then if I go to my account, which has a path that starts with /user/, we can see the powered by Drupal here on the left. Perfect. Let's now go back to block layout. Now, one thing I want to show you is this block visibility group dropdown. Now from here, you can filter all of these blocks by their group, or you can show all global blocks which aren't controlled by a visibility group. So for example, right now it's showing all the blocks. So here we have the site branding block, and the visibility group is global, meaning that it's not controlled by a group. But if we scroll all the way down to Powered by Drupal, you can see that the visibility group is article plus user, which is a group we created. Now, if we scroll all the way up and select, say, global blocks, it'll show all of the blocks which are not controlled by a group. And then if we select our article plus user group, by default, it still shows all the global blocks. But if we uncheck that, we'll just see our block. And then if you want, you can even add in extra conditions directly from this page. And you can even edit the group settings by clicking on this link, and you can see the options available here. So that is another way of managing your group. Now, before we finish up, I just want to show you one other thing. So let me just close these tabs and let's go back to Extend, because there is a submodule that comes with the module. So let's search for block again, and you'll see that there is a block visibility groups admin module. So just install it. Now, I should mention that this is a submodule, which is part of the block visibility groups module. Now, if we go to the homepage, so let's go back to the homepage, and in the toolbar, you will see this new option, block visibility groups. Let's now go to an actual article. Now, if you click on it, it gives you a list of all of the active groups on this particular page. You can go directly to the group, or you can manage the blocks for this particular group. Now, this is a great way to debug groups, especially if things aren't working the way you expect them to. If for some reason blocks aren't appearing as they should, install this submodule and then have a look and see which groups are active. Now, if we go to a page where there's no active group, so let's scroll all the way down and then click on Contact. And I do know that there's no active group on this page. If we click on the link, we can actually create a group directly from this form. So let's just go ahead and do that. I will enter in contact into the label and then check this current path /contact. And then the system will automatically create this group for me and then add in the condition with /contact as the path. So if I click on add new group, I get the group automatically created, and I also get this condition automatically created as well. So that's how you use block visibility groups. Now, I use this module on a lot of my sites because it gives you way more control over the visibility of a block than the standard visibility settings on the configure block form.